So, one last point on the reality. And again, we're just talking facts here. There are people who they pushed back against the idea of sending emails when email first came about because they were afraid. It's like they didn't understand, they didn't take the time to understand. So they continued with sending letters. But eventually they were so far behind, they were then forced into sending emails because I don't want to receive a letter from you, bro. Why am I waiting 2 weeks for a letter to come from America when you can send me an email in 10 seconds? Do you get me? It takes you the same length of time to write it. And for many of those people who were pushing back, these are like in the 90s and that, who were pushing back against email, many of them didn't want to adapt and adopt new ICT, IT, the technologies into their homes. So they stuck to the old typewriter. Okay, so they can type on that and then type and print it out and type it to the paper. They make a mistake. Now they have to get the Tipex and try and fix that and typo. These are facts. Many of you probably know people who were there. Eventually, they had no choice but to move on. But by the time they moved on, everyone else is buying online. People are buying and selling online. And you're still there now. You're trying to figure out how to use email. This is what we're talking about, but in a music production context. Okay? We're not trying to sell you anything. We're just talking about what's happened. It's just a repeating cycle, but just in a different context. That's all it is.
No, 100%. And I think that's a good point because I know people right now, my elders, who are massively struggling with technology because they denied all forms of technology. I'm talking about, like you said, emails. I'm talking about digital phones, bro. Like, having seen it firsthand is a very sad thing to witness. I'll be honest. It's very like, wow. You're so far behind for a lot of these people. It might actually be too late. you have to learn. You have to go through school. You have to go through a school type of learning to understand because you denied it for so many years and it will have an effect on your life. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And a quick example before I go on to the second point, like imagine that people, and let's just be honest, it could happen. I'm not saying that I'm going to do it, but I'm saying it could be adopted, that producers start making beats with AI and adding to the AI beats and are making 20 songs in a day, 30 songs in a day, sending them out to the artists and getting hits like that. If that happens, and you're still taking 5 hours to make an instrumental, you will be left behind, bro. And unfortunately, you get what I'm saying? I'm not making the rules, but if that's how people decide to adopt it and it becomes popular in the industry, then what can you do except be one of those people that are using it? And you know what I'm saying? And we're talking about the industry here. We're not talking about your hobby or nothing like that. We're talking about the industry, right?
Absolutely.
So but anyway, I've got a point. I don't know if you had anything to say about that before.
I love the fact that you said that I'm not making the rules. I think that's so powerful because it's the truth. It's the truth. Unfortunately, we are subject to the rules which are not made by us. In terms of progress and generating income, because we're still talking. We're talking more about the music industry generating income and the career path in music, in music production and music. So there are rules to this thing, but we don't make the rules.
We don't make them, man. We don't get to. We don't get to.
We don't get to.
Unfortunately.
So
yeah, man. But with that being said, the second point, and it's very important. With that, like I said, with that being said, the second point was double down on the musicianship and skill development. Double down on that. The better here's the difference. If you let's create a realistic example. Okay, there's an artist looking for a producer. Okay. And there's producer A who is not a musician, who doesn't understand anything musically, technically, creating, composition wise, mixing, engineering, writing, you know what I'm saying, even writing music, melody, understanding harmony. He doesn't understand anything like that, but he uses AI, and he's really good at getting prompts and getting people what they want to hear. And then you got the other person who is also really good at getting prompts and getting what you want to hear, but has everything that we just mentioned, understands harmony, understands melody, understands the skills of how to play an instrument.
Yeah.
If any artist out there listen to this example, who would you pick? Because doesn't that have a massive difference on how your song turns out, and also the steer in the direction of how the song concludes? No,
that's right.
And
exactly,
that is a massive thing, bro. Like you can't AI your skill. That's not here yet. Until they do the neuron thing that we talked about the other day.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So you need to double down on the musicianship and skill development, man.